Right. Hi, I'm Amber from Influencer Updates on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook, all of the above. And tonight I'm going to be answering your anonymous questions, and I'm also going to be answering the questions that are submitted on the screen. So the anonymous questions were sent through the NGL link that I put on my story earlier tonight. And of course, I'm sorry to say for the Tammy Hembrow haters, but the most asked question is, where is Tammy Hembrow? Now, the TikTok Awards were this week. That was on Wednesday night. And Tammy was one of the 5 people nominated for Creator of the Year. There is a little bit of speculation that the fact that the whole TikTok Awards was sponsored by Tinder. Actually, is it just Creator of the Year? I think it's the whole TikTok Awards as well as Creator of the Year, sponsored by Tinder. And Tammy is a recent ambassador for Tinder. People are wondering if that's why she was nominated, but I think that she was genuinely nominated. Like, she does have millions of followers on TikTok. She is really good at posting viral videos, especially about her relationships. I think she was a well-deserving candidate for this prize. However, she did not show up on the night, which really surprised everybody. So yeah, she was nowhere to be seen. She hasn't been posting on her social media since Wednesday. And people were saying that they spotted Tammy Hembrow in Bondi that day, which would imply that she was in Sydney and that she also didn't attend her daughter's dance concert on the Gold Coast, which to me also would mean that she's in Sydney. Like, that sort of all matches up. I have heard from a very reliable source that she is currently in Barbados filming for a TV show. That is what I've heard. The TV show, I do not know. I did ask the person, but they did not respond. So yeah, that is all the information I have at this point. She did comment on somebody made a TikTok video saying, like, where is Tammy Hembrow? And she commented on it saying, I'm on holidays. And also Jaden Safer, the paparazzi, I thought, well, if she's on holidays, he would be paparazziing her at the airport because he always does that. So I went to his page, no sign of Tammy Hembrow, which is a bit suspicious. And then I asked him, I said, where is Tammy Hembrow? And he wrote, she's on holidays. So I'm wondering if, like, she's told him something. I don't know, but that's all I know about Tammy Hembrow and her whereabouts. Okay, what else happened at the TikTok Awards? There was a little bit of drama. There were quite a few people expressing on TikTok how, I guess, low budget the awards were. So it was, some people, like Brittney Saunders has been saying that the venue holds 5,000 people. There's this other guy, Dr. Michael Says, that's his Instagram and TikTok, and he's been saying that there were 8,000 people at the awards. So regardless of whether it was 5,000 or 8,000, there were a lot of people at this awards show. It is the biggest one that they've ever hosted. It was pouring rain outside, and people are saying that it was absolute chaos. So inside the venue, there were only 2 3-meter red carpet areas where you could get photos, I suppose, like media walls and things, and get interviewed. And there was that glam bot that is all over everything, like all the American celebrities and everything do it. They also had it last year at the TikTok Awards. That was there, and apparently people were lining up for hours to get photos with this. There was one influencer who said that during the awards show, she went and had like a toilet break and then noticed that there was hardly anybody at the media walls. So she actually went and got photos done then. So that was a little hack if you do go to the TikTok Awards ever and want to get a photo. But yeah, the Dr. Michael Says, he also mentioned that there was no food provided and influencers had to pay for their own drinks. He says that they were $20 each. Other creators have said they were $15 each. But either way, alcohol is expensive. And yes, they were all forced to pay for their own drinks. I suppose that is not normal of an award show. I personally found it very funny when the 4 creators of the year who were up for nomination, because Tammy wasn't there, they were sitting at the front ready for this award to be announced. And you could see from behind, they were sitting on plastic chairs, not the full plastic chairs, but they were like plastic bottom and back and then metal frame. And I just thought, geez, that looks really low budget. Like, there wasn't even a table that they were sitting at. I don't know. It just seemed quite strange. There was also another creator, Florence Batio. Sorry, I don't know if that's, I'm guessing that's not how you pronounce her surname. But she was actually nominated this year for Beauty and Fashion Creator of the Year. So she was a nominee. She has 1.1 million followers on TikTok. She mentioned that she was queuing for the red carpet, and then the photographer asked her to move along. And one of her friends that she was with has shown footage of the photographer saying, there's no point us getting your photo. Nobody's going to do anything with that. Move along. And there were a lot of people watching, and I think everybody was probably just shocked by how rude it was. And then none of the journalists wanted to speak to her either. And she was overwhelmed by the whole event and didn't feel that she could speak up for herself at the time, I suppose. And yeah, she believed that this is because she is a person of colour, which very well could be possible. It seems that the person who was there taking her photo did not know who she was. And yeah, he's obviously really fumbled that. It's really horrible. And what other drama was there from the TikTok Awards? I suppose I thought that either Letitia or Ginny were going to win. So Ginny is best friends with the winner of last year's TikTok Creator of the Year. She is best friends with Bridie Drake. So I thought maybe Bridie, because she was posting every day trying to get people to vote for Ginny. And everything I saw online was people saying, Ginny, 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 Letitia, Letitia, Letitia. So I thought it was going to be between the two of them. Obviously, Kat Clark has won in the past, and I thought, she's sharing every day, getting people to vote for Letitia. And her daughter Deja's been posting that every day. Like, they've got the whole family behind it. So I thought, they're the top two contenders. But no, Havea was the winner. This is him. He is a family vlogger on TikTok and shares... Apparently he's got 3 daughters and shares a lot of content with him and his daughters. So yeah, I think that he's friends with Kat Clark as well, the way that she spoke about that one. Sofa Dofa, she won Business of the Year for All for Mimi, which is her clothing brand. That's where I got these pajamas from. I thought I'd wear them in honour of her win. And Business of the Year was presented by Rachel Dillon, who owns Crop Shop Boutique and also Move With Us Fitness App. And then the Video of the Year, that was won by Leah Holton. And interestingly, she also won Video of the Year last year. So she is now a 2-time Video of the Year winner. I wonder if she'll win next year. She is famous for creating viral videos of doing nothing. So one of her videos, I'm sure you've all seen it. It's one of the most watched videos on TikTok ever. It's her driving over the Westgate Bridge, which you wouldn't even know. She's literally just holding the camera out in front of herself and just looking pretty and pulling like a cute little face, and that's literally all she's doing. And then in her second viral video, which won this year, she's showing the behind the scenes of how she creates her videos. So the actual video again was her at like a football game, just filming herself, just doing a cute little face. And it was the behind the scenes video of that video. That's the one that went viral. TikTok is a crazy place, things that go viral, Another question I was asked is, how do influencers get invited to the TikTok Awards? This person has said, Ashy Bines' friend Tiana, I wouldn't think she would have got an invite. Was she Ashy's +1? I don't know how they get invited to the TikTok Awards. It's really interesting who is and isn't invited. So Brittney Saunders, she said that she was not invited. She's wondering if it's because she previously provided feedback last year. She was a nominee last year for Business of the Year for Fate the Label, and she provided feedback, which was asked for, saying that she thinks that a proper host should be presenting the awards rather than influencers. I think that's the feedback she gave, and she's wondering if that feedback is why she wasn't invited. I don't know if that would be true. Rory Eliza, who has about 8 million followers on TikTok, I noticed in the comments of something, she was saying she wasn't invited. So it's very weird. Some people have asked, have they focused on smaller creators this year? Maybe that's true. Maybe they went to management companies and asked them to hand out invites or something. I really don't know. Someone asked if I got invited. No, I didn't, but I'm wondering if maybe next year I might ask. Maybe that's the key. Maybe you need to ask to be invited to these things. I'm not afraid of getting a no. So I do remember when the date was announced, and I thought, I wonder if I should ask this year, but because of the date, I had a lot of stuff going on around it, and I thought, I'm not even going to bother asking because I don't want to have to go to Sydney. Like, it'd be great to go, but I just couldn't make it happen this year. And then I thought, next year I'm going to ask and see if I can make that happen. So let's see. But I think that Ashy and Tiana both probably did get invited, because I noticed that 2 of the Hideaway team were invited as well. So maybe Hideaway is popular on TikTok, and maybe they got some invites through that as well, and maybe Ashy did get a +1 for Tiana. Not sure, but I guess we'll never know. They're not going to talk about that, are they? And there was one other question about the TikTok Awards. Oh, yep, I've already addressed that one. Oh yeah, how much does it cost to go to the TikTok Awards? This person's saying, just wondering if influencers got free flights and accommodation to go, which influencers got all expenses paid, how much were tickets to attend? So I'm assuming, just from what I've heard, that tickets were free, like people were invited to attend for free, but you had to pay for your own drinks, it seems, and there was no food provided. Apparently there were some vending machines. People were saying that they got some food out of vending machines, but other than that, there was no food. I believe that if you were a presenter or a nominee, you would probably get your flights and accommodation paid for, because they definitely want the presenters and the nominees to be there. But as for everybody else, that wouldn't happen. There was one influencer, she's called My Family Eats, and her name is Cassie. I talk about her a fair bit, actually. I find her really interesting to follow. She broke down how much it cost her to attend the TikTok Awards. So she did get her dress sent to her by, I believe, Petal and Pup were the brand. She then had to pay $744 for flights for her and her partner. That was return flights. She had to pay $539 for accommodation. And then by the time she paid for his outfit, her own shoes, her own accessories, their food, their transport, it was $2,245 for them to attend the awards. So yeah, I guess that would turn a lot of people off attending. And also if they had to pay for their own dress. But yeah, I think the nominees also would probably, like Sophie Dofa, for example, I imagine she would get sent free clothes as well. Like I don't imagine many of the attendees would be purchasing their own outfit. And there was one other question. Oh yeah, Indy Clinton. So there is footage going around TikTok showing her posing for photos with her husband, Big Ed. And she looks quite erratic in the photos. There's a lot of accusations in the comments, which I won't say because they are defamatory if not true. But this person has commented, sent me a question saying, I don't think Indy Clinton is as scattered as she makes out that she is. And I do agree, but I also disagree. I think in general, like with Indy's, I know Indy's going to watch this, but I think with Indy Clinton's TikTok videos, I think that yes, her brand is showing her the chaos of her daily life. And I think that a lot of the time she'll be filming a video and it will be more chaos than what would naturally occur. So like sometimes she'll be filming herself making breakfast and I think like, you know, she's spilling stuff and things falling on the ground. And I think that that's all part of the brand and part of the humor and probably exaggerated a little bit. But she did seem very scattered at the TikTok red carpet, I suppose, in this footage that I saw. But as I learnt last week when I spoke about the Darling Shine podcast tour, I mentioned that Elodie Pullen seemed very, very scattered at the event. And I was like, mate, that's kind of just her personality as well. And I was like, I don't know if she was maybe drunk or under some other sort of influence, or maybe just really nervous. And she actually messaged me saying, I was actually just so nervous. And I believe her. I believe that she really was just so nervous and that was making her like super fidgety, like she couldn't get comfortable. And I'm wondering if that had some sort of effect on Indy Clinton at the awards as well. Like I can't even imagine how nerve-wracking it would be. She would know that all eyes are on her and she's getting these photos and she is a busy woman. She's probably functioning on no sleep as well. So I don't know, but yes, she in terms of the scatteredness, I think that yes, it is put on a little bit sometimes, but also it's not put on at other times. Yep, so I've already addressed that one. Oh yeah, I've already addressed that one. All right, I think I've covered all the TikTok awards. So let me just scroll up to the top of the questions on the screen. Oh, my sister's on, that's good. Oh, Lucy Kate Jackson is hungover in bed, so this is perfect watching. Excellent. Oh, so funny that she's hungover. Oh, they had the another live show last night. That would be why she's hungover. Gosh, those after parties look crazy. I'm debating whether I go to the Melbourne after party or not because it's just not my scene and I just don't know if I can handle it, you know. Is anyone else's video moving heaps? Yeah, sorry, that was at the start. Hopefully that is not doing that now. Oh, I agree. My sister's commented here who keeps sneezing. It's my husband. He sneezes so loud. And yes, it is hay fever. That is what somebody is saying here as well in the comments. Any Love Island goss from the Tik Tok Awards some of the Islanders attended? I think that I don't really cover reality people on this page because by the time I cover all the Australian influencers, there's no time for me to watch reality TV in real life. Like, I spend every evening trawling all the social media, looking at this stuff and posting stuff to subscribers, of course. So yeah, I just don't have the time for Australian reality TV, although I used to absolutely love Love Island. Any goss though, I saw something was sent to me about some of the girls saying that the other girls completely ignored them when they saw them and stuff. Like, I think there's a bit of bitchiness going on there, but that's all I've heard, sorry. Yeah, Pam has written in here, condolences to Michelle's family from Shameless. Her mum passed this week from her terminal cancer. Very sad. It is very sad. People are saying that she listened to the latest episode. Yeah, I've heard that Michelle is taking some leave, which is totally fair. Yep. People's mums dying is, I understand what that is like. It has happened to me and it is absolutely horrible. She did share her advice though. Now that her mum has passed, her advice is that with your loved ones, make sure you take a lot of photos and a lot of videos, and that videos really capture the personality of a person. And that is her advice to people to do for all of their loved ones, I suppose. Hi from Perth. Pam, Sam is actually not my dad. He was my mum's partner. But yeah, not my dad. Close, I suppose. Oh, this person is saying that maybe Indy was nervous because of insecurity of the way she looks. I suppose that could be true. She has spoken a lot, obviously, lately about her nose and how she feels insecure about that. She has said that she's going to be getting it done again soon. And yeah, I think that anybody would feel insecure having like all those cameras on you. They're all probably yelling, Indy, Indy, Indy. And she's like not sure where to look. Like, it would be a very nerve-wracking situation. This person is saying Indy is ADHD and very smart. Both can be true at once. Also, mum life chaos. Absolutely. Totally agree with that. My sister is an example of ADHD and very smart. This person is saying, nah, Indy and Elodie are both up to no good for sure. Oh, yeah, they were both at the Darling Shine tour together. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, the latest guest at the Darling Shine tour in the Gold Coast was Jesinta Franklin. I listened to her podcast just yesterday with Something to Talk About, the Stella magazine podcast. So her and Buddy Franklin, they've now bought into this Honey for Life brand. So yeah, I don't know. There was nothing really to report on that podcast. There was nothing juicy. They are about to have their third child and they've moved out onto land in the Gold Coast. So yeah, I don't really know what she would have spoken about at the Darling Shine show. If anyone watched it, please message me and let me know. I do really like Jesinta Franklin. I would say, no, she was definitely the first influencer I followed. I'd say Ashy Bines is probably the second. But Jesinta Franklin was the reason why I got Instagram back in the day. It was when she'd like won Miss Universe Australia, and yeah, it was before influencers even existed, really. Oh, Indy put out a video explaining her behaviour. I'm going to have to look at that one. Pam is saying that a great remedy for hangovers is raw eggs. I'd honestly rather be hungover, apart from the fact I'm allergic to eggs, but I would rather be hungover than consume raw eggs. Funny. Oh, my sister's saying we are definitely going to the Melbourne after party. Well, we have booked a hotel, so I guess it'd be rude not to, but oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to be paying for that the next day. Yeah, someone tell us a goss from the Perth live show. So true. Are you live on Insta only? Yes. I did used to go live on TikTok as well, but then I had to like set up a second device and there was hardly anyone that went on it because I didn't really advertise it. I only did it like once or twice. So I don't know. I just didn't put the energy into it. Why was Skye and Lachy at Dreamworld with the kids last Sunday? They both posted being with the kids. I would say that is because they are both parents of the same children. I don't think that they are necessarily like back together. I think they're still living together or trying to like work it out around living with the kids and stuff and renovating their house. I think that people are forgetting. So what what happened was Skye came out with her podcast and she said that they're in limbo, and they're basically in limbo because they do have the kids together, they're renovating a house together, they've got businesses together, and she was saying they don't even have time to focus on their relationship. So they're not getting along. They're not, I guess, in love anymore. I don't even know if she used that word. I don't think she did, actually. But it very much seemed like she wasn't in love with him anymore. And she was saying that they plan to sort of get through these rough few years, and then they're going to go to therapy together and try and work on the relationship. Like, they don't even have the energy to work on the relationship at this point. So I think that that's what's happening. They're co-parenting. They're doing what they can to make it work for their kids. Did you say that you think Tammy Hembrow is going on a reality show? I don't think I did say that, but yes, I do think that what she's filming in Barbados would be a reality show. Some people were saying, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, but I don't think that's filming yet. I think that's end of December, maybe. But I don't know what it would be. I just don't know. Hey, Sam, who do you think is smarter, Kayla or Amber? I think that I am more smarter, like logically smarter sort of thing, like maths and, you know, all that sort of thing. And Kayla is more creative. She's like super good at arts and just ideas. Okay, this is how Kayla and I describe our sisterness. She's the one with the ideas and I'm the one that does the behind the scenes to make it happen. Because, yeah, she's the creative one and I'm the one who can do the smart bit. A reporter asked Indy, what's your wabi-sabi? I'm honestly so old for the Tik Tok Awards. I don't even know what that means. What's your wabi-sabi? And she said her hairline. The reporter replied, I thought it would be your nose right before the red carpet. Wow, that's really annoying. Also really strange that she would say her hairline, like going by that, wabi-sabi means like an insecurity. Why would her hairline be an insecurity when she has ownership in a hair growth brand? I don't know. That seems weird. That really would rattle her. This person saying that they heard Tammy Hembrow is going on a show about living with sharks. I'm guessing that's meant. No, diving with sharks. That would be so random. I wonder who the target audience would be for that show. This person is saying that they're speculating her and Matt are going on a reality show overseas. I don't think so. I really don't think either of them. Oh, I'm assuming Matt Zukowski. I don't think they would do that. Yes, Pam has written here, can we congratulate Robert Irwin for winning Dancing with the Stars? He's going to be huge in the USA now. Absolutely. So I was watching his acceptance speech, I suppose, accepting the winning award. And yeah, his sister Bindi, she actually won Dancing with the Stars 10 years ago, I think it was, 2015. And yeah, he mentioned that his mum's American, which obviously Terry Irwin is American, but I also didn't know that. Maybe I did, I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And he was trying to like imitate her accent in a video, which was quite funny. He just doesn't sound right with an American accent. Oh, this person saying that Indy said that her wabi-sabi is her crooked part, not her hairline. That makes a lot more sense. Oh, Kayla has written maybe Tinder are making a TV show in Barbados and Tammy is hosting it. That would be cool, like F-Boy Island that was hosted by Abby Chatfield. That would be really cool. All right, let me just get through the rest of the questions. This person has written, what do you think of Steph Miller's... Sorry. I talk too much, obviously. What do you think of Steph Miller's take on not doing Botox or cosmetic procedures because it doesn't align with her values, but she has breast implants and refuses to talk about that? Laura has them too. I don't know if she does have breast implants. This has been a long-standing rumour that she got them when she was very young. Then there were rumours a few years ago that she'd had them removed, and so had Laura. I don't know if they do or don't have breast implants, but people can change their mind. I think that that is true, that they can change their mind. And I did hear that Steph also mentioned that she last got Botox about 18 months ago, I think it was. So before she was pregnant with Billy. And it seems that in that 18 months, she has changed her mind. And that is okay. I don't think that makes anyone hypocritical or anything. But I think it's also clickbaity. They know that this sort of stuff is going to get a lot of attention, and I do think it's good. I think it's good that that doesn't align with them anymore. I think that the less influencers that are encouraging and normalizing Botox or cosmetic procedures, I think that that is a good thing. That is where I personally stand on that topic. Do I think Instagram is dying? I'm seeing lots of takes on this. Yes and no. I think for small businesses, it is dying. Like, the algorithm is just difficult because the type of content that a lot of small businesses are used to posting on Instagram is just a single sales photo, and nobody engages with that content anymore. Whereas I think that small businesses on TikTok are really thriving because they're creating just videos about nothing. They're creating behind the scenes videos. They're creating videos that people actually want to watch, and the algorithm is pushing those to people, and they're seeing a lot more growth on there, and it's organic growth. Whereas, yeah, I don't think small businesses can survive on Instagram anymore. Having said that, I officially am a small business. Influencer Updates is a small business, and I am thriving on Instagram. So it is possible. But yeah, I think that it's dying in that way. I also think that a lot of influencers, like if you look at the numbers, that Instagram followers are generally a lot smaller than their TikTok followers. Even the ones that have been on Instagram for years and years and years, they then move over to TikTok and it just grows in like 2 years or something. So yeah, I think that it's dying in some ways, but it's definitely not disappearing. Oh yeah, in terms of Tammy being away, Annalise also mentioned that her and Matt are looking after Posey for a month while Tammy is away. So yeah, it seems that she's away for a month, if that is a hint as to what she's doing. Oh, this one is funny to me. Did you see Bec Judd's story earlier this week about her son having to run on the treadmill to earn gaming time? Yes, I posted about this to subscribers. So Bec Judd posted a video of her son running on the treadmill, and she has said that he now has to run on the treadmill to earn gaming time, and he was up before school running on the treadmill trying to earn extra time on his Nintendo or PlayStation or whatever he plays. And I felt really strange about it. I thought, I personally don't like running. So to me, I was like, this is a form of torture. Like, obviously he loves gaming, and I'm thinking about like me on my phone, for example. Like, if I had to run on a treadmill to earn minutes on my phone, like that to me is a form of torture. But at the same time, I have to understand that their lifestyle, their household culture is very different to mine. Like Bec Judd's husband, Chris Judd, he was like an AFL player. Like, they are a very fit family. They all are very into sports. So I don't think she sees it as a form of torture. And I'm sure he's probably playing football at school, and this is like a healthy thing for him to be doing. And yeah, it's probably better than him running on the treadmill to earn donuts or something. So yeah, I don't know. I've got mixed opinions on it, but I guess it's the messaging that he is being told behind it. That is the important bit, and we don't know what the full message is. I'll see what other people are going to say about that one. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the things. Oh yeah, people saying podcasts are still huge. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Bollywood, she's saying that it's warped that Bec Judd made her son run on the treadmill to earn gaming time. Is she friends with Rachel Finch? Yes, that is the vibe that it's giving, isn't it? They're both very like into fitness, these families. This person saying sounds like something a bit bizarre that she would do. Bec Judd's son. Oh yeah, we've already spoken about that. Yeah, that is that one. And what else have I got? Oh yeah, Ali Watson's house. So I noticed just before I jumped on the live that it has now sold, but we don't know how much for. So they did say that it sold for a premium price, which I guess is a very fancy way of saying a lot of millions of dollars. I did go onto the real estate post and it said price, like a waiting price. So hopefully we will know very soon. But yeah, she has mentioned previously the reason why they did decide to sell the house is because they received an offer that was basically too good to refuse. Kind of like what happened with Georgia Stevenson when she was trying to sell her 7-level resort, aka house. I don't think she ended up selling it in the end. I think she ended up renting it out. But yeah, it seems to be a thing that people make these big offers, and the people who own the houses are like, oh, well, actually, that is a lot of money. Maybe we could start again, build a different house. This has come through a few times in my DMs, and someone's put it in this question box. I think Tones and I is single. She has been posting a lot on her own for months and her Instagram posts have the single girl vibe about them. Totally agree with that. Yeah, basically just what this person said, that she's got the single girl vibes going on. She's posting a lot on her own. She also posted something a few days ago about, I don't know, like not being happy and not going to explain why or something. And I was like, oh, really seems like she has broken up with her fiance, husband. I'm not sure if they were fiance or husband. This person asking, how do you think Martha Kalifatidis' kids brand launch went? Do we like the styles? I think that somebody, because I'm blocked by Martha, one of the people who follow my account, they screen recorded her stories and sent them to me, and it was really interesting to watch. So as always, it was chaos. There's so much happening in the background, so many family members around. She called herself an influencer, and Michael was really stirring her up for that. He was like, oh, yuck, like influencer. I can't believe you used that term. And she's like, well, I don't see myself as an influencer, but that's what everyone calls me. And I thought, literally both of you are influencers, and I don't know why influencers all think that they're above the word influencer. Like, why is it such a bad word? I don't really know. But she was also saying there's been a lot of things that have gone wrong with the launch, like in terms of only launching, I think Michael said only half the collection went up on the website initially for the launch. I thought that it was very clever that on their Cubby House Instagram page, they wrote that you need to enter the word key in the comments to then be DM'd the link to the website or something, which I did that. And then once I wrote the word key, they then DM'd me, and then they said, please let us know your email and we will sign you up, something like that. So it meant that they collected everybody's emails. And I thought that is actually genius marketing, because now they're going to be emailing everybody every time there's new collections that drop. I don't know if anything's sold out, but I also don't think the styles were as practical as By G the label, for example, which there's obviously going to be comparisons. I think they're similar price points. They are both marketed at children. They've both been launched around the same time. But I much prefer By G the label. I also like that G Bungalow has gone into detail about the prints and like who the artist is and the fabrics and how she found them and the different tricks, like how you can roll down the waistband. Like, she's really explained the collection so well, whereas I feel like Martha's launch has sort of been like sprung on everybody. And they did say in the social media stories, like Michael was saying, like, oh, if you want Martha to go through each item and tell you about it, let us know. And I sort of thought, obviously people want that. Like, you need to be online, you need to be talking to your audience about this collection. Tell us why you love it so much. She did talk a bit about it at the Darling Shine show. She said that the photo shoot was absolute chaos because children can only be employed for 3 hours, I think it is, at a time. And she was saying trying to like coordinate everything to happen in that 3 hours was just not possible. So they had to get like half the kids in for half the shoot and then the other kids in at the other half. And yeah, I thought that was all very interesting content people would like to hear about. She needs to make TikTok videos saying all this stuff. People love this stuff. And as for the styles, yeah, I found that they weren't overly practical, but maybe they're not supposed to be. Like, there's just like a lot of oversized stuff. It's all meant to be like gender neutral. There are a few dresses, but yeah, I don't know if they're necessarily everyday dresses, but then I'm probably not Martha's target audience. My children wear Kmart and Op Shop clothes, to be honest. So yeah, I don't think the prices were as much as I expected. I thought they were lower than what I expected, probably like Cotton On sort of prices, but Cotton On prices are not in my personal budget for my children's clothing. Because they're so young, their clothes, they just grow out of them so quick. I just don't see the value in buying expensive things for them. What else are people saying about that? Oh, sorry, I'll just add in here. Someone's asked if there are any updates on Jazz Han and Peter. Somebody told me that they saw Peter driving Jazz Han's car on the Gold Coast today or yesterday. So I wonder if that's like a clue. Maybe they are still together, or maybe it's actually his car. Who knows? Oh, yeah. Eloise has commented that Brock was meant to be at the Gold Coast show. Maybe they meant Brock was going to be in the audience at the Gold Coast show, not actually on the stage. I'd say that's probably what it was. else. I want to know what people are saying about Martha. Oh, okay. Apparently, recently on Instagram, she did go through a lot of the clothing items, which, yeah, I'm blocked, so I wouldn't have seen that. It's so annoying. But I'm not blocked by Cubby, so that's really good. Also, is it called Cubby or Cubby House? Because at the Darling Shine show, she said the brand is called Cubby, as in Cubby House. And then now people are calling it Cubby House because that's what the Instagram is. And also they were showing the mailer bags that just say Cubby, and the tags on the clothes, I'm pretty sure, just say Cubby. But anyway, it doesn't really matter what it's called, I suppose. Pam is going to keep an eye out for influencers at the NGV Gala next week. Excellent. Love that. This person, Sean, is saying, I loved the style of Martha's clothes personally, but maybe also like my style. That's it. Someone asked this last week as well. How much do you think By G made on their launch? And my answer is 0. I don't think any new product business is going to make any profit on their first launch because all the money is just going to be invested straight back into more stock and also for covering all the costs that they've endured so far up to that point. My sister's asking, is Paul having a shower now? Yes, he is. He's honestly the loudest person, isn't he? Oh my gosh. At least he's not working right now because then he'd be screaming on his Zoom calls. I'm just being dramatic. It doesn't annoy me. Inside. All right. It's nearly been 40 minutes. Just seeing if I've got through. Oh, yeah. Ashy and Tiana filming illegally on the tarmac while the whole plane waits for them to board. I did see a little glimpse of this on Instagram and then I sort of laughed and then skipped past it, but maybe I need to look at it again. So, yeah, Ashy had set up her phone and she was filming her and Tiana, like, walking towards the plane. And then she turned around and, like, ran back to get her phone. Did make me laugh because that's literally behind the scenes of these influencer setups. And it's just so ironic. Like, it just shows... I don't know, just it's a bit of how fake social media is, isn't it? But yeah, apparently it's illegal to film on tarmacs, which I'm just reading that now and it rings a bell. And yeah, the whole plane was waiting for them to board. That is really, really annoying for everybody, isn't it? Wow. Interesting. Oh, and the last one someone's written here is that, second last one. Lucy Jackson's ex, Maddie McKay, has just had a baby. He's just announced 2 hours ago on Instagram. That's cute. Love that. And final one, Zoe, the subtle mummy, is trying to link her dad's dementia with a vaccine. I haven't seen that one either, so I'm going to have a look into that one. Oh, it's really hard because I suppose when anybody experiences something traumatic like their dad getting dementia, they just want to find answers, don't they? They want to think, what's happened, like what's gone wrong. They want to blame somebody. So I'd say it's got something to do with that. It is part of the grieving process, I suppose. But yeah, I need to go and look into that one properly before I psychoanalyze what's happened there. All right. What are the last comments here? Have a safe week, everyone. I'll see you in 2 weeks. That's what Pam is saying. I will definitely be here next week. Oh, everyone's just saying bye to each other. That's so nice. But thank you all so much for joining. Please subscribe to my Instagram if you haven't already. I post updates every single day. And yeah, thanks for sending in your questions. Thanks for joining. I hope you all have a really good weekend and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.